If you want to learn how to build this incredible website in Figma without writing a single line of code, then you have to watch this video till the end. I found it like a very interesting site, and part that really caught my eye is this part here that you can see. The first part here, as you can see, we just have a video on the hero section, and then we have a text on top of it. And then as I scroll, we have this part here where we have the ES30, and notice what happens, because this is where the magic starts, is that as I continue to scroll, the ES30 sticks to our screen, and then as I continue to scroll, we have this kind of an aeroplane that is coming on top of our text, and it is creating this magnificent look. As you can see, the aeroplane comes up, and then notice it also comes up like with a white wave. Notice what happens to the text. The text kind of disappears in the background, and we have this incredible transition, text scene to no text scene, and the aeroplane kind of wipes the text. And then as we continue to scroll, we get to the other sections. I think this is pretty cool and pretty interesting, and hats off for the guys who were able to design this. And now I'm gonna show you that you can also build this yourself in Figma without writing any code, and it's not hard, it's actually easy, and we're gonna do it in no time. Yeah, so I'm currently in my Figma workspace, and as you can see, this is where I had already built it. And I'm in this page where, as you can see, we have that example of what we have. But now I'm gonna go to just a different page, which is this tutorial. And I also have another page here, which is called Do It Yourself. So my recommendation is you can grab this and also do it yourself here, and this is the best way for you to learn how to use Figma. So I'm gonna go to this page where I'm gonna show you step by step on how to recreate that specific part. So as you can see, if I go to my layers, I have my desktop, which is this desktop, and inside it, as you can see, I have the navigation bar on the first, which is set to fixed. And then I have my hero section, and has a height of 100 VH. And then just next to it, or rather underneath the hero section, I have my scroll section. And remember, this is where we're gonna nest the aeroplane and also the other assets. And then finally, I have my end section, which is this part. So the first thing, which is the most simple part, is adding the video. So in the hero section, I'm just gonna come here to again, I also have my elements here, or rather I have my kind of like things that are gonna help me quickly design this. So the first thing, let's just go to the hero section, which is the easiest part. So I'm just gonna come here to insert, and I'm gonna search video here. So I'm gonna search video and I drag it inside. So now I have my video, and notice the video snaps to the bottom. This is because the hero section has certain properties that is enabling or forcing this to snap to the bottom. If we look at the properties of the hero, we have the layout. As you can see, it's distributed to the end, which is exactly what we want. And so because we want this to stay like this and the alignment to stay like that, but what we don't want is we want this video to not be relative positioned, but basically to be absolute positioned. So I'm going to set it to absolute, and I want to pin it to the end, and I want to pin it to the right, I want to pin it to the top, and I want to pin it to the left. So basically this is the best way to approach videos or images, because you want them to be pinned to both the edges of your frame. So I'm gonna upload my video inside here. Again, this is my video, and as you can see, now we have the video, which is playing very well. And for now, I also need to change my navigation bar to the second variant for now. So now, as you can see, we have the video, and we have, notice this first variant, by the way, just have a transparent background. That's why we can see the whole video. And this is what we want. So the next thing is we just need to come and grab our text. This is just a text, and I'm gonna hold Control X to cut it, and I'm gonna paste it inside my hero. So notice it snaps again to the bottom. This is what we want, because we want it to be at the end of our stack, which is good. And pretty much that's the hero part. So the second part is where we're gonna come and add the elements inside the scroll section. So to do that, we're gonna start with the sticky section. So I'm gonna hold F on my keyboard. I'm gonna hold F. I'm gonna draw a frame inside this scroll section, and I'm gonna set it to fill, and I'm gonna have it to around 100 VH. So this is the part where we're gonna have this kind of ES30 on our screen. So I'm gonna come and have the frame, and I'm gonna get hold of this ES30. I'm gonna hold Control X again. I'm gonna paste it inside my frame. And the reason why you can't see the ES30 because this is a white background, so it's blending. So I'm just gonna come to this frame, and I'm gonna call it my let's just call it my text one container. So this text one container is the one that is holding the ES30, and this is where we need to change the color of this text container, and basically we can see what is happening. So I'm just gonna change the color. Maybe I can give it like a gray color, and notice now we can see our ES30. And I want to change this container to have a layout so the ES30 nicely fits at the center. And then now inside the scroll section, I also need to add the aeroplane. So I'm gonna click the aeroplane. I'm gonna hold Control X. I'm gonna go to the scroll section, and I'm gonna hold Control V. And notice we have the plane image inside the scroll section, and it's now stacked on top of my text container, which is this. When we come and view our website, let's see what we have. So I am scrolling. As you can see, we have the ES30, but as I continue to scroll, we can see that the ES30 disappears on top, and the aeroplane then comes in, which is what we want, and then we come. So we have critical things that we need to do. The first thing is we need to make sure that the ES30 sticks on our screen, and we just need to go to the text container and set the property to sticky instead of relative. So now it needs to stick to our screen. So when we come and scroll, because we've set it to sticky, now as you can see, it now sticks to our screen. And also remember, we have to set all the parent layers of our text container, which let's even call it the sticky text. Okay, so let me just call it the sticky. We need to set it to all the parent, which means the scroll section, and which means the desktop. We need to set them all to overflow visible, and this works well. So again, from your sticky, you can just hold escape key on your keyboard, and you can proceed to the parent, and then you can also press escape key again, and you can go to the other parent. So according to me, this works nicely well. It's very simple, as you can see. And then we have this plane coming on top, which is looking good. This looks very good. And then, but now we notice we have a problem in our website. Notice we had like a very nice blending effect. Notice what is happening here. We have the image, or rather the video here, and then this color here is kind of making sure that it looks like the section with the video and the section with this ES30 is kind of the same. But in our current design, we have this gray area and this kind of video area, which doesn't look good. So if I even come to my sticky and I come to the fill color, even when I try to maybe, kind of take this speaker and I copy this color, and I have this maybe similar color to my clouds, and when I try and view my website, I still have this kind of look. It doesn't really look well. So this is where the tricky part is. And so what we need to do here is, so I'm gonna get rid of the fill, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come to one of the elements I had here. I already designed it. I designed this frame called the blending frame, and as you can see, it's just a linear frame with kind of 5 points. We have the farthest point, which is this, is, as you can see, it's completely a white color, and then I have these other points here, this other point, this other point, this other point. And the idea is for us to have from a fully white color to a kind of a transparent color at the top. So I'm gonna hold Control C, or rather Control X. I'm gonna cut it, and I need to paste this inside my sticky part. And now I need to position it well. As you can see, it's just, so I just need to come to the blending and make sure it's set to absolute position. Pin it to the bottom at 0. Now, as you can see, now it's blending really well. So pin it to the bottom at 0. Also pin it to the top at -215. So in this way, we have the blending. As you can see now, nice, the blending layer give this look that, look, we're actually moving from the clouds to this other kind of a deeper clouds. But this is exactly what we want to achieve. And then something very critical you need to realize is our goal is for us to have this blending beneath the text. Okay, so remember, if we check the blending and we check the Z index, this has a Z index of 3 and this text has a Z index of 4. So this is critical for us to achieve this effect. So when I view my website, you can see now it looks very seamless and we can't see this like solid line here, which is what we want to achieve. So the next thing is we're going to do the similar thing here. Is I'm going to hold again, add a blending layer to this aeroplane, so that we have this kind of a similar effect where as we start to scroll, we have this white, notice the white kind of like a frame that is coming just with the aeroplane, and it is hiding the ES30 in the background. So that is what we want to achieve, because as you can see, ours currently we just have a frame, or we just have a plane here and we don't have the white background. So to do that, I also have the element here, which is this one. So you just need to come here and click this and hold Control C, and just need to paste it inside my scroll section again. And I'm gonna hold Control V. And now where we position it is where we need to know. So again, I'm gonna set it to position absolute, just like the other one, and I'm gonna pin it to the bottom. So make sure it's pinned to the bottom because we want it to be at the bottom of our scroll section. So as you can see, it is highlighted with the blue line, and then this is the topmost part, and I want this to kind of have this to snap here. And the reason why it is snapping to pink is because this is where it meets with this other sticky section, and that is where I want it to be. Again, if I look at this white blending, as you can see, it's also linear, and it has this kind of a fill color where the topmost part is transparent and it has two kind of dots inside. This is, again, these are indicators of the level of transparency. So in the second dot, which is this one, we have set this transparency to 56, and then in the third dot we have just 100%. And also remember, if you wish to add any form of a dot or already a marker, we just need to click anywhere, and if you want to delete, you can just right click, or you can just click it and click delete on your keyboard, and it's gone. That is just what we want. So if I view my website, so I'm gonna scroll now. So our ES30, so it's currently sticking, and then as I continue like this, we have like what we wanted to achieve. So notice the plane now, it's coming with like a white shadow or like a white kind of frame, and then it's coming and it's blocking out the ES30, and then finally we can go to the other section, the variant here, or rather the navigation bar, to something more visible. So as you can see, our logo here disappears. So to do that, I had already created a navigation bar here, and it has two variants. So if I right click here, left click, as you can see, I have my first navigation bar, which has the logo set to white, and the second one, the logo is set to black. And also variant 2, we have a background which is white. What we just need to do, we need to have an effect that switches from variant 1 to variant 2, and that's what we're gonna do. So to do that, we're gonna use something called a scroll variant, and we need to have a scroll trigger. I'm gonna use my plane image as my trigger. So again, as you can see, it has a name called plane. So if I come to my navbar, I just need to change from section in view, which is okay, and I'm gonna use the plane section. And when it gets to the top of my viewport, which is this part, and then it should be able to change. So if I view my website now, so notice as I start to scroll, and now as we get here, notice the navbar is going to change. Nice. So that's what we wanted, and we can go to the other section. So that's pretty much it, and we have just achieved some very cool effect in Firma without writing a single line of code. It's good for you to practice more if you want to learn how to use this tool better. Again, I'm gonna have the remix file for this project in the description. You can check it out and you can mess around with it and see what you can improve or what can be made better. So thank you for watching till this end. My name is Joe and this is Firma Dive, and I will see you again in the next video. Cheers.